Hey, what is up, party people? In the spirit of social distancing, it's time for another video. We're going to look at the Ohlone Goat, and this was a knife, or is a knife, that wasn't really on my radar this year. It came up kind of on my radar very recently, and it's something that has surprised me in a very good way. So we're going to start out with the good news and bad news associated with this knife. Good news is that it is a great knife. Really impressed with the overall package, the design, the size, the execution, the action. There's a lot of things that I really like about it. Bad news is that it's already out of stock. So a lot of people kind of saw this thing and immediately bought it. You might be able to find them out there used, but they're out of stock already from Ohlone knives. Good news is that more are coming soon. Bad news is it's going to be a few months for sure. Good news is that the next run is going to be produced by Rayot in lieu of Tuya knives. Now, not to say there's anything wrong with the execution here by Tuya knives as far as the one I have in front of me, but the rejection rate, as Derek, who's behind Ohlone knives, was doing quality control, was kind of high. It was probably to the tune of maybe 15%. So this one in front of me is perfect. It's great, but obviously he had a lot to contend with there on the before it got to us. So anyway, so that's kind of the good news and bad news. I've already seen some sketches of version 2. Again, it's going to be a few months out, but I like some of the tweaks he's doing, and it's going to be just as good, if not maybe even better than this one in some ways. So let's start off kind of high level. The guy behind Ohlone Knives is Derek Costa. He's been making knives for about 7 years. Some fixed blades, some folders, mostly folders these days, but he does live on a small farm with some animals, including, as you guessed it, goats. And apparently these were his first goats he's ever had, and he learned very quickly that they're stubborn, they're relentless, and those are qualities that he wanted to imbue into a knife. So anyways, he has done some production runs / projects in the past, including this shark. That was something he did in collaboration with another guy named Daryl Cashton. They no longer work together, but this was a project from about 2 years ago, and it's one that I still have, and it's my wife took this one over as her own. So we'll start off with the size comparison right there between these two. But anyways, so now that we've kind of gone over the high level stuff and gotten the dog hair off of everything, here's what it ships with. Kind of a small padded pouch. Does come with some stickers, which is super cool. And, or cool, I guess. We'll move that out of the way. Let's jump into the specs on this thing and cover that. So we have the Kershaw Dividend, which it's pretty close in size to. And then we also have the Spyderco Paramilitary 2, which is significantly larger. So steel on this one is M390. Obviously there's a carbon fiber inlay. There are a few different versions with a few different versions of carbon fiber. I think he's going to have some different inserts or inlays other than carbon fiber on the next runs. The overall length is about 7 inches. You have a 3-inch blade, 4-inch handle. It does weigh 3 ounces, and the price on this first run that again is already sold out was $220. So a lot of bang for the buck here on this knife. It does use relatively thin blade stock. I don't remember what the blade stock is right here. Let me grab my calipers. I thought I had written it down. Okay, so blade stock is about 120 thousandths. What's the dividend? Dividend's super thin. Ooh, 90 thousandths. And then let's check the pair 2 again. About 145 thousandths. So, obviously it's thinner than a pair of 2 in terms of total blade stock, and then thickness behind the edge, if we can get in here real tight. about 20 thousandths. So again, thinner blade stock, definitely thin behind the edge. This one utilizes a full flat grind. Let's move all this stuff out of the way. Do have ceramic bearings and a ceramic detent ball. And let's start off with the action. Super duper smooth. The fact that that 3-inch blade is even dropping shut is a testament to just how smooth this knife is. Anyhow, let's get up close. Inlay's pretty well done. It's got a nice titanium backspacer. Really nice 3D melt clip, functions beautifully. And then, very cool, we do have an inlay even on the lock side, which, again, for the price point is pretty good. Most of the time you'll have an inlay on the show side and then the lock side will be just plain. So, you know, for the low twos, that's a pretty sweet feature. Stainless steel lock insert. There's the lockup, probably around 30% or so. And then the centering is very nice. So maybe a smidge. That's pretty good. It's pretty good overall. If anything, it's maybe a smidge off, but very, very close. Flipper tab has texturing all the way around, including on the top, which I absolutely love. And then there is a cutout back here. It does make it a little more comfortable. So, yeah. Wow, action is really good. I do have to say it had some grease in there initially, so I took it apart, cleaned it out, put my standard lubricant on there, and it improved the action dramatically. So if you have one of these and you haven't cleaned it out yet, and you feel comfortable doing that, not like you're going to ruin the knife, then by all means clean it out. So, no texturing or jimping on the spine of the blade, and really with the size of this knife, kind of a 3-inch blade, and I can get 4 fingers here on it. It's not tactical by any means. It's just a really simple, clean, everyday carry. And that's what I really like about this knife. You know, I've talked about this in a few other videos, but if you can design a knife that appeals to a lot of people, one size fits all type of shoe, as best as can be done, a timeless design, you're really going to have a winner on your hands. And I think that's what this knife is. It's, you know, it's a timeless design. It's simple, it's clean, it has a nice inlay, it has great materials. It's a design that could certainly live on for a long time, and it's not going to feel dated. You know, you won't look at it and be like, man, that was definitely from 2010 or something, as there are quite a few different designs out there that really fit that critique. So the other hard thing is, if you want to make something simple and clean, it's really hard to not copy other knives out there, like the Sebenza or others. So, you know, you might look at this knife and see elements of other knives, but it's its own design. Looks really nice, feels really nice. Excuse me, got a frog in my throat. It's got some nice contouring. I can't get anywhere near the spine of the sharpened edge back here. I have no concerns about that. Again, that pocket clip, it's a combination of, it's 3D milled, but it's functions like a bent clip. Really, really like it. So if I do have one critique, it's just about the balance of this knife. I really like when the balance point is right here, you know, right behind the flipper tab, right where your first finger goes. With this knife, due to the back spacer, the point of balance is back here, a little further back than I like. And again, the overall weight at 3 ounces is totally fine. I just like it when it's better balanced, so then if you do have it in your hand and perhaps you loosen your grip for a little bit, it doesn't, and I don't want to do it because this will cut the crap out of me. You know, but if you were to loosen your grip for a minute, you're working on something, you know, you're trying to grab or maneuver something, I don't want to feel like it's slipping out of my hand and going to just, you know, cut me right open. If I loosen my grip on it, I want it to feel like it's balanced in place. So anyways, that's why I really like balance. Again, that's a small knock, and perhaps it's a personal preference for me more so than for you, but I talked to him about it. He originally had wanted to do something like a carbon fiber backspacer, but due to the manufacturer's timeline / limitations, it just wasn't in the cards. So anyways, we'll see if he can rectify that little nitpick on Generation 2 or version 2 that Riot will be producing, and that we will see, you know, probably definitely in the second half of this year, somewhere in there. Again, there may be some additional delays just due to the concerns that are going on with worldwide right now, so I won't really belabor the point. But yeah, outstanding knife. I can carry it in slacks, I can carry it in jeans. It does everything well, it does everything it's supposed to. Great materials, great fit and finish, at least all the ones he let out the door, right? So, real quick, here is another one that he's working on called the Rumson. And this one is actually going to be coming closer on current projections to about mid-May here. And this one is also Riot produced. And I think the materials were, it's G10 with a carbon fiber inlay. I think that's what he told me, and I think that's what I'm seeing here. Really unique. I can't see the transition between the materials at all, so I'll verify. But again, it's also kind of got that same, you know, spring type of clip. This one is smaller. This is a 3-finger knife for me. But this is a custom. He makes a custom along these lines, and his customers really like these smaller knives. So let's do a quick kind of size comparison between these two, since they're both from the same maker. So definitely smaller overall, but the thickness in the handle, either it's equal thickness or even the Rumson is maybe slightly thicker. But when you have a really small knife like this, you kind of, if you have, you know, larger hands, you definitely need the extra thickness so that the knife doesn't just slip out of your hand. So, but yeah, this is a small, lightweight little thing. It'll have some changes, like some cutouts here, so you can get into the lock bar a little bit better. Where is my calipers? .525. I think this one's thinner. Yeah, .477. So actually a little bit thicker in the handle than the Goat here. But again, the smaller the knife becomes, you've got to make up for that grip somewhere, at least in my opinion. So anyways, guys, absolute winner for 2020 here, the Ohlone, hope I'm saying that right, Goat. Something that wasn't on my radar but has absolutely caught my attention. And the value, timeless design, pocket clip, the function, the cutting action, I think everything is absolutely stellar. So again, I feel bad because it is sold out. It does make me kind of a jerk for definitely recommending it at this point, but you can find them used, and then again, be on the lookout for version 2, second half of the year. But it's one that I would recommend, and I think Derek is a good guy. And you can go to, I'll put a link down to his Instagram and website, but you can go check out some of his customs and see if he has something available that you like, or if he's willing to make you something currently. So I actually don't know the status of his books. I probably should have known that before I recorded. Alas, we are where we are. Thanks as always for watching daily content on Instagram, and I will see you guys soon. Take care.